I think I will bring you in another reality, in another world. I will try to be brief and clear, and I will call these few lines the strange case of Italy. But I will start with positive news. So I want to say that our relationship with the institution, I mean the Italian institution, is mostly working on two different levels. First of all, we have to observe that most of them are personal. To explain better, the best relationships are held between the single bookseller with the single librarian, or with the single library, or again with the single representative of the government. And also, I must admit, we have several projects in works concerning the antiquarian bookseller's profession and its development, together with the governative university and institution. For instance, we were one step closer to organizing a significant Italian book exhibition in Rome in 2020 that only COVID prevented. Also in this case, in collaboration with the Italian Ministry of Culture. The Italian government, again, has often shown attention regarding the worth of book, and I'm saying antiquarian book, I'm saying books anyway, with financial intervention to public libraries and tax breaks to bookstores. Many of our members are also in good terms with local libraries that wish to enrich their antique collection. Looking at these like that, it could seem like the paradise, or at least like a normal, reasonable situation. But in other context, we live in a country with a legislation strongly limits, or I would say make them very difficult, our activities as antiquarian booksellers. Especially in the two last decades or so, the antiquarian book market is subject to export restrictions which oblige to ask for an export license for every good, in our case books, older than 50 years, no matter the value, €5, 5 million euro, no matter that. This is clearly not aligned with the European regulation, but we know that in the case of cultural goods, every European country is free to decide independently. Every president of ILAB, our Italian association, has experienced the same frustration trying to discuss this law with the governative offices. Every time it seems that a solution could be found, something could change, and we are close to a new agreement. But for many reasons, nothing changes. They ask us to make new proposals that could make our life easier. Then they look available to consider our bureaucracy difficulties. We always make list of our problems and try to find out possible solution. For many reasons, the situation remains unchanged. Our main complaints are above all concerning 2 points. We propose to place a value limit under which the book can be exported freely with a simple self-declaration, assuming the responsibility to declare any detail that would make interesting or important for the Italian history, maybe a particular signature or manuscript notes, sign bindings, and in this case we have to give all the details of the book because we think that it could be of Italian interest. And we are of course ready to have also periodical controls. This is the first issue that we have. And then we asked to have at least faster procedures to get the export license in shorter time. We are obliged, imagine this situation for us, we are obliged to fix monthly appointments with governative offices to carry the books along with color pictures and detailed description of every volume. Even if it's a set, you have to do that for each volume. Imagine a 50-volume set, anyway. And then, after that, we have to wait for the result and the paper that we often receive only 1 month or 2 later. And all these in ordinary situation, certainly not during the COVID time, certainly not during the summer holidays, certainly not during Easter, Christmas, or in the case of illness of one of the librarians who's charged to examine the book. So that's, it means that for some foreign orders, in order to attend the Italian law, you have to inform the customer that he will have to wait quite a long time, 4 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, and we need to continue to update the situation in order to keep him informed, of course. So, I mean, sometimes you ask yourself, why should I ask for an export license? If, for instance, a German institution asked me for an inexpensive German book of exclusively German interest, isn't it that the ideal final collocation? No, we have to anyway ask for an export license, and they might say no. So also to answer to Stuart's question, the first one that we had earlier this morning, when we find a rare and interesting item, who do we have to offer first? Booksellers or institution? This question in Italy is particularly difficult to answer when you consider that if you offer this item, the interesting items, to an Italian institution, and that's the only possible institution you can offer to at the beginning, the book, for the reason that it's interesting, will be probably notified. And the word notified cannot be clear enough. It means blocked. It means that from that moment on, it cannot go to outside Italy anymore. And if you want to sell it, there will be nobody who wants it anymore, because from the moment that it's notified, it falls under a series of restrictions that no collector would be subjected to. So that's the not easy Italian situation. I know that many of you are not completely and fully aware of this. I hope to have explained it in the best possible way. Thank you.